and gentlemen, welcome to another One Piece manga review. This is chapter 1130, The Accursed Prince. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Lindbergh, joined as always by your other host, Mr. Verse the Vassal, aka Joshua Charles Clare. Verse, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Just came off of a little pipeline conference thing that was pretty fun over in Atlanta. Love the city. That's my mom said at least. That general area is my family's old stomping grounds, about an hour out of
Nice.
there. So, but it was the first time I really got to enjoy the city proper, even if it was just for a couple days. I picked up a whole bunch of peaches and I picked up a comically large peach cider jar.
Nice. Did,
Uh,
did you try any of the Atlanta wings? Because that's pretty much all they're
uh,
known for.
Damn. All right, Len. I
Oh,
did try some wings, but
and the Coca-Cola factory, and then
yeah, I didn't get a chance
and
to
the
go to the
homophobic chicken. But I know you're not eating that, so like,
no.
so
Well,
yeah.
I will say, whenever I go back, I actually want to go to the south near the Florida Georgia line because there's actually a swamp out there that is
Oh.
so massive, this black swamp, that the light pollution is actually very, very low because there's not that many cities you can build in it. So you can actually go out there and you can see way more stars and like the cosmos out there than you can even around here, you know.
Okay, hell yeah.
Um,
Okay, so
but
they
yeah,
got
so I'm hit
something.
that up. Yeah, I'll hit that up later. But the wings were pretty good. I did in fact have some wings. The burger that I had at this bar was better though. The
Okay.
burger hit pretty hard and for not a lot of money. Um, yeah, I don't know. I also had like a really nice steak at this one place called Five Churches that someone else is paying for.
Hell
It was
yeah, I
pretty
can't beat
good, but I'm
that.
telling you, man, yeah, but the sides, they skimmed me on the sides a little bit. And it's
Hey,
like if you're
bro.
if you're gonna skimp on the sides, the steak needs to be like twice as big as it was. But the
That
quality was fucking immaculate. It was like chewing bubble gum, so tender. It just like went
damn.
right down the chute.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
hell yeah. And that look, plus it was FREE free, brother. You can't be
Yes.
free.
Yes, yes, yes.
You cannot be free. But glad you enjoyed yourself this weekend. You're gonna have a busy week ahead of you. So just
Mhm.
enjoy yourself. Wait, let me ask you, because I know this doesn't not pertaining, but this is on my mind. What if you don't mind me asking, why are you only early voting as well? And I only asking because my mom and her friend today, while I was at the office, was talking to me, telling me to go early vote because they just did. And I was like, does no one like the election day like voting process? Like I like voting on election
Mhm.
day because it's hectic. I want to see the temperature of the country when I walk in there.
I think there's like definitely a tendency to people who like if politics is your job or something that you're very intimately like passionate about. I think it's a thing where you try and lock it in early, get it done, bang
Mm.
bang, which is pretty much how I feel about it. Don't get me wrong, like my polling place isn't bad, but also keep in mind some polling places are specifically made to kind of not be able to take a massive influx of people. Also, it stops the chicanery that I'm sure your
Mm.
mom has at times experienced.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what her friend was saying. Like they didn't want to let her vote because her ID didn't have the same address
mhm.
as the, and it was just she was like, "It's a big
See,
man." I said, "I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm not
and it,
going
but
to do
see,
that."
if you do that early though, and they give you some bullshit, you can go the very next day and be like, I fixed it. Whereas if they do that bullshit the day of,
Yeah,
you
that's what
got
they're
like
saying. But she said they
you got
didn't even
like three or
ask
four
her.
hours to get it done.
They
Yeah.
said early voting. They were just
Um,
chill. They didn't even ask.
early voting is also generally pretty chill. Today was the first time I ever had to because I couldn't find my wallet earlier. I used my LA wallet and they took it just fine. So that was
Oh
nice.
shit!
Um,
Everybody has that. I don't have that. And for those not in
I
Louisiana, that's
I
just
only
like
got it like
a
it's
online
an app for
license.
your yeah,
Yeah.
it's an app for your wallet. Let me say this. I didn't get it till like a week ago, and I was like, I'm gonna be doing a lot of traveling the next 2 weeks. If
Uh-huh.
I lose my wallet somewhere, I kind of want to have something. But no, like
Okay.
I don't know. I
Wait,
still
wait.
like having everything physical. So
Question: were you flying? Not to get too personal. This is just for your
no, no, no.
safety.
Nah,
Okay.
just
Well,
driving.
if you're
Yeah.
flying, they do not accept LA Wallet, and I know that for a fact. Out of Lafayette and New Orleans,
Nope.
they
It's
don't
got
accept.
TSA now.
Oh, okay. Well,
They
see,
upgraded.
okay, see that makes sense because the last time I
Well,
flew,
I also got TSA pre-check, so
oh well, I'm talking for the normies out here, brother. For the
dude, TSA
normies.
pre-check is not that expensive, and it's the best thing you can do. You
Look,
go like, dude, if you get TSA pre-check and go through New Orleans, 9 times out of 10, you can literally just walk through the
oh,
line.
I know me and Kirsten always call ourselves brokies every time we see the pre-checks. It felt like when we were at Disney World and we had the fucking lightning lane, and we walked past them with the lightning lane while these people were waiting in line. I just like, see you later, brokies, and I'm going ride the ride. So we call ourselves brokies when we're not TSA pre-check. But I'm just telling you, for the normies, those people were looking. They're like, nah, we not accepting LA Wallet. And these 3 black dudes, I felt so bad for them, bro. They were like, man, we don't have nothing else. We were trying to get to our destination. It's just like, I feel for y'all. They told us leave.
I once had somebody, and I don't mind telling this on the recording, but I once had somebody who I respect a lot, who's like a noted activist in Louisiana space. And she's been at this government office plenty of times. Like, they know her pretty much on site, pretty much. She fucked up. She came with only an LA wallet, which again, I won't say it's her fuck up, but anyway. That happened, and they literally shut the doors on her, even though they knew her by name and could tell it was clearly her, because they're like, yeah, we don't respect that. And I'm like, well, in Louisiana, this is 100% just as accurate as a wallet. Like, it's legal. You have to accept it. It's basically a passport. And then they were just like, whatever, shove off. And I'm like, y'all know you're wrong for that. Y'all know her by name. Y'all are saying her name as you're telling her to fuck off. Like,
that's crazy.
I think they were just flexing a little bit. But also, I mean, that is a federal building, so yes.
Yeah,
I get the stipulation.
Look,
but also, fuck off. Like, you know her.
That's why I carry physical. That's why I don't fuck with that LA wallet. Yeah. The whole purpose of me telling this is I don't fuck with LA wallet because Kurt's been having it. And I am traditional, baby. I keep the phone wallet keys, bro. I don't go anywhere without them. I feel uncomfortable. When she is like, carry my stuff, I'm thinking, I'm in my head. I tell her yes all the time. But in my head, I'm thinking, my goodness, woman, are you that irresponsible?
But also, it's like, I mean, I had to say it. Well, women don't get pockets. They're not allowed pockets, but they do have purses, though.
True.
It's like, damn, sometimes you got to hold something for me, you know?
But, like, I'm always, like, any vacation, because, bro, I guess that's because I traveled a lot in my... All right, and we're going to get to the pod, people. Don't worry. This is the final thing. Flew a lot, and it's just like, my mom terrified the shit out of me. She was like, because me and my dad went to me and 2 of my friends won like this contest because we spoke Spanish well enough. Got to take a trip to Spain because of the school and shit. And my dad was like a chaperone.
Hold on. It's been a minute since I got your ass on it, but guess what? My rinky-dink ass school never offered nothing for you to speak Spanish or French well. I can tell you that. Dude, I took 3 years of French. They never were like, yo, you want to go to France?
We did a contest, bro. It was like the whole thing. It was like it was grant funded, all of it too.
Lynn, every time I ever got offered something like that, everyone I knew, teachers and my family, were just like, hey, I think that sounds like a scam. We're not gonna bother to.
Damn, bro. Well, this was not. We went to Spain, and my mom legitimately was like, "Bro, if you lose this passport, you will not come back to America." And I've been terrified ever since. Phone wallet keys, bro. Never, bro. That's insane to me. But I digress. That's enough of us sharing our personal information. But if you enjoyed that, let us know. All right, let's get to.
Well,
you got anything else?
I will say this, just because we were bringing up voting or whatever. Look. I'm not gonna tell anybody how to vote or whatever, but real quick, I will say there is an amendment in Louisiana. Vote yes on it, please.
Oh, is it the Marshland one?
Basically, yeah. Like there's like funding that. Yeah, there's funding that right now is earmarked to help build back the coast.
Mm-hmm.
They want people to be able to dip into it and put it in the general fund. You and I both know ain't nobody in Louisiana politics, even if I like them, would I want them to be able to take this money and do it whatever they want, because they're going to do it on something fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That money needs to stay exactly.
Is that vote no or is that vote yes?
It is vote yes, and I did clarify. I double checked it as I was in the booth. Unfortunately, I voted the right way. The other person voted the wrong way because we got confused. But we can't see each other out, so it's fine.
I talked to my mom about that today.
To everyone,
and we were like, and I told her, I was like, whatever is what's the word? Environment, whatever's the pro wetland, pro environment, that's what you're gonna vote for. Because I told her about you, and she was like, "Oh yeah, then we'll do that." And so yeah, I knew about that. Funny enough, yeah, we're not gonna tell you what to vote, but you should vote. If you're in Louisiana, you should vote to preserve our wetlands and marshes and thing. But we're not gonna tell you about the other shit.
Well, also because we especially fucking live here. You know, like if
Facts.
I can be a little greedy for a second, it's because like guys, that's literally where we live.
That's
Please
facts.
don't vote to like have Lynn like drowned, even if you don't like his opinions, or me for that matter. Hate me all you want, but like at least you hate me on dry land?
That's a fact. We're never gonna tell you about that other shit, but this is
No.
something that matters. And when it comes to Agent Orange and the other, we don't need to get in that. But all right, we got One Piece here to talk about. We got chapter 1130, the Accursed Prince. If you're new to our reviews, basically we give a brief summary real quick, and then we deep dive the chapter. Starts off with Yamato being like Yamato got caught lacking. We'll talk about that as well. Yamato got caught lacking, but then the chapter opens up with Frankie's like, "Look, bro, our guys are gonna be okay. We gotta have faith." And Robin and Brooke are like, "Yeah, they kind of do this on the reg." And Jinbei was like, "My shark network's not helping, so I guess we just need to lean on our crew." And the Giants are like, all right, whatever y'all say, let's get back to partying. We then cut to Luffy and them. They escape. We're starting to see the geography of Elbath, which I'm sure we'll discuss. Luffy and the gang were in this jail or this prison area that seems to be at the bottom of where Elbath is. We see this rope bridge that leads you up into the beautifulness that we'll discuss, but they're in this prison area, and as they're walking across the bridge, they see more of the new giant pirates. The cook and the doctor, they're saying that, hey, our guy Roto, dude's kind of a piece of shit. We don't really fuck with him. I don't know why Hyrodine fucks with him, but whatever. We know he traps people. We saw that thing. Let's see what's up, because we don't want anybody to get in trouble, because there is a law, whereas Wano was like, hey, we're not letting you in. No, we're not opening our borders. We can't leave. Elbath is, yeah, we're not letting you fuckers in here. So we can go. Y'all can't come in. So that's kind of how it is. They have a trespassing thing. We then see them dip off, and then the Straw Hats are going on. Luffy feels a presence. He's like, hey, I want to check that out. Sanji and Nami and Usopp are like, nah, bro, we shouldn't do that. And especially you, Zoro, you can't go. Luffy's like, I'm still going. He jumps down. He's on his way. We cut back. We see new bounties for Dory and Broggy. Their things have been turned back on, unfrozen. We do see inflation exists in the One Piece world, what I know you find very interesting, and a lot of other people find very interesting right now.
Well, we've known that existed since Gear 3.
True. But like real, like real deal inflation that is damn near. I saw someone do the math on Twitter. It's equivalent to ours, to real world inflation.
I was making a joke because
I didn't see that. Okay, gotcha. All right, but yeah, there's real inflation in the One Piece world that exists. We also see a message which I think you'll be excited for. An X was drawn onto Luffy's arm. Well, let me not say it. We don't know if it was drawn or if it was there. I don't remember seeing that ever, so it's one to believe it was drawn. It was drawn for a purpose. And I think it's very interesting that the Straw Hats, who don't know what that means, are the ones who saw the newspaper, because if the other ones did, they would probably be like, hey, we can't go to Elbath right now. It's time to dip out. But I digress. We then cut back to the other Straw Hats. And well, not the other Straw Hats, just Luffy. And as Luffy jumps down, he sees what that big aura thing was. None other than Loki himself, chained to the Yggdrasil tree, or maybe not the Yggdrasil tree, chained to something. I think it's the tree though. Chained up by all the Giants' might, and he is the Accursed Prince. And he says he's going to be the sun god who brings it into the world. And we see this glorious shot of Elbath and get the true title card for the land. We see the outlook, and that ends the chapter. So where do you want to begin? Yamato got caught lacking, bro.
Yeah, but also as a side note, god damn, what beautiful art.
God, you called it. Look, I got to give it to you in our bets. I thought we were just gonna get this and then cut away. We didn't cut away, which I think is very interesting. Which maybe the cutaway happens next week. I don't know, or we just might be in it. It feels like we're just in it now.
Also, as a side note, yet another biggest fuck sword Oda just kind of put out there.
Yeah,
it's like the Onigashima sword.
That one's bigger though, bro. That one is like,
I mean, obviously, it's like halfway up Yggdrasil. This thing is,
that thing's huge, bro. That shit is absurd.
That's bigger than probably some islands we've dealt with.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
see. I was
and I
thinking,
don't mean even just being straight up. I mean total like landmass. If you crushed it into like a circle, it's probably still fucking huge.
and see that was something that I wanted to talk about. I guess we can start towards the back
Mhm.
because I mean that's some more interesting shit. That's something I want to talk about just in terms of the size of things. Looking at Luffy stand next to Loki, forget Loki himself. Look at Luffy standing next to those chains, bro. Those chains
Mhm.
are. I'm trying to put it into like a human thing. Are those chains as big as like 18 wheelers, or do you think they're bigger than that? Am I smoking crack thinking it's the size of an 18 wheeler? Because I'm looking at it, it's like
It's
it's
definitely like
it's like a
SUV
car,
size, right?
right?
Like each
Yeah, that's what
link.
I was. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. Yeah. Not all of it together, obviously, but like each individual
Yeah.
link, like you're saying, has to be the size of a car, like a big truck or a big SUV.
Yeah. Like huge, and then obviously, like Luffy, like standing next to this giant ass foot, like this boot,
Yeah, bro, this shit's
like
crazy.
like it's almost like if he like squunched up right next to like the heel of it, I think he could avoid getting stepped on. It's so big. Like he
Like,
could huddle under the heel. You see what I'm
is
saying?
Kaido as tall as the foot? Like, is that absurd to believe?
Yeah, I think that feels accurate to me.
Like, it
Although to be
looks
fair,
accurate too. it varies,
Kaido's
yeah,
size
for
switches
sure,
up,
for
but I mean so
sure.
does everything.
Yeah, it looks great. Like the only reason why I say that is because the picture itself looks absurd, bro. That foot is the biggest thing, but we know Big Mom. That foot is not as tall as Big Mom. We know that for a fact, which is
Yeah.
crazy. So it's like
Mhm.
the scope of this is very interesting.
Now, since we are talking about the back, I would just say to talk about Loki, man, this character design, dude. I'm kind of
Badass.
I'm kind of all about it.
He killed it.
And the fact that I like this design so much kind of makes me not want to hate this guy, even as he's saying he's gonna end the world.
Bro,
I
the
kind of
whole
like him. I kind of like
community,
the cut of his gym.
the whole community has not been. We have all been excited because look, Yamato, I think, was a good design, but it was a surprise. We didn't expect Yamato to look like they do, but Yamato's still badass as hell. But then you think of Orochi, goofball. You think of fucking Wobble, goofball. There's been a lot of goofball designs, and we didn't know if Loki was going to
Dr.
be a
Vegapunk.
exactly. We didn't know if Loki was going to be a goofball or not. But this is like Kaido level aura,
Yeah,
bro.
I mean, he's goofy, but he's nice with it,
Tongue out of his
I can't
mouth, looking
deny.
like Doflamingo. This dude is like a fusion of Doflamingo, Kaido, and Katakuri, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He has
And
all the cool villain aesthetics, but I don't think he's gonna be a villain though on the low.
I mean, so yeah, like I guess
We
we can
can
kind of
start
get right
there.
into it.
Sure.
So I am inclined to agree, or at the very least, let me say this, because I said this to my brother. And this is kind of my running theory. And it calls back with Rodo up there, who is a non-traditional pirate, and he's
Oh,
kind of
you
made
said this
fun
last
of
week.
by more
Yeah.
traditional pirates. I think that Loki is also a non-traditional pirate generally. Like we were talking about before this, he pursued a devil fruit, which yes, I know was kind of his birthright, his / Hyrudine's, which most giants don't fuck with at all. And the giants that, again, off the top of our heads that we know have there don't even stick around Elbath.
Yep. There's only
The
two
two
with
that come
devil
off our
fruits
head.
that we can point to. San Juan Wolf and Morley. And Verson definitely reminded me of Morley.
Yeah,
Totally forgot
and
about him.
Samuel was a criminal, and Morley decided to actually do something
revolutionary.
that a lot of giants don't do. Join up as a revolutionary after getting prison in Impel 6.
There's giants that join the Marines that don't have devil fruits, bro. There's giants that'll join the Marines and the world government before they join the revolutionaries. Morley's an outlier.
And immediately defected.
Yeah, facts. But it's very interesting. I to your point, and you said this about Road, I definitely think, and this is to add to like my not him being a villain thing. Just I do agree with you. I think it's gonna be like he was framed for something, because I think there's gonna be more to who he is, in the sense of, yeah, he might have took his father's devil fruit, but I don't know if he killed his pops. Like there's gonna be like, I feel like that's where we're going for this backstory of like whoever and I don't think Hyrudine's in the wrong either. I just think whatever they were told, Hyrudine doesn't know the full story or doesn't trust Loki's side because of his past or whatever.
Yeah, like Loki is a consummate liar, not unlike Usopp. And I think it may even be a case of like Loki is like, look, I kind of didn't really fuck with how Giant Society was being run anyway. So y'all blame me for something I didn't do just kind of just proves my point. You know what I mean? Like,
I could see
so
that.
whatever, y'all can believe whatever the fuck y'all want to believe. I'm still gonna do the same thing I was already gonna do the second I get out of here. You know.
And when he
Also, I will
says
also
in the
point out,
world, it could be in giant society. It might not necessarily mean the world. It might not. To your point, it could be he doesn't like the way society is. He's just like, fuck this, we're out. He doesn't know another way. Another reason, but if he is a villain, though, if it's the flip, he is. What a badass looking villain, man.
well,
Gotta give it to
also,
him.
I think it's possible he won't even get redeemed, but I do think other giants, which was what I was trying to get at, other giants who also don't fit with the correct society, by the end of it, will hopefully see the light, and giant society will become more encompassing and less of a. It's
Rigid.
kind of stagnant of a culture because like they have a very, and don't be wrong, it's a dope ass culture. It's fucking cool as shit, but it's very much you fit into this mold or you don't, and if you don't, you're kind of whatever, you know.
Very similar
Um,
to Wano, but different. They have their very similar things in the way how Wano was like their honor was if I don't live up to it, I must die. And they learned from Usopp and throughout Wano of how you shouldn't throw your life away that easily. It means more. I think to your point of what this society seems like it's going for, just from the few chapters you read, it's like they expect giants to be one way. And if you're not, then the giant either leaves, aka Morley, aka some of these Marines who Saul probably was one of these not fitting into the we love fighting Dorian Broggy, like Hyrodine. Like we just know that's the what seems like the stereotype, and it seems like the outliers. Because let's be honest, Morley's a different giant. San Juan
yeah,
Wolf is a different giant. Like the people we've seen outside of this seem very
and
different.
even
So
then,
maybe there's something to
Roto
that.
the Roto slash Road, I'll remind you, was a mercenary before he eventually joined the new Giant Pirates. So
Mm-hmm.
he was out and about doing his thing. And he has like a chafing thing where it's like he's so clearly not fitting the giant mold or whatever. But at the same time, like he takes that out on little people like the humans or whatever
Mm-hmm.
because he's insecure about it. So he uses his natural size and a little bit of his cunning to enforce that parameters. But when it comes to other giants, he don't have that smoke because
No,
he knows that he doesn't do it and he's in denial about it. And
even
part of
their
the
own
reason why he pushes
pirates,
back on,
even his own
yeah, and
crew agrees with. Like his cook and his doctor are like they think he's weird. They're like, why did Hyrodine sign this guy? More to the
and
rigid
it's
things, and maybe that's what makes Hyrodine different. And the fact that he's like worked under Luffy could also show why he's
yeah,
different.
and I think people also forget like he did change and his perceptions did change in Dressrosa at least a little
Yep.
bit,
Yep. Yep.
you
Yep.
know. And I think there's more of a value thing here or whatever. And I think Hyrodine will help show a way that'll kind of help change things, almost kind of like a Black Panther situation where it's only after you get, obviously Killmonger and everything does
Mm-hmm.
T'Challa change his mindset about a lot of things. So I think we might get a similar with that.
Yeah, where they'll
Um,
respect Hyrodine and they'll like, even though Loki has a good intentions and a good idea, it's gonna be Hyrodine that gets that shit pushed through.
yeah,
I
because
could totally see that.
even though Killmonger was right, I'll stand on that. And even though Loki may or may not be right, can't say that yet. It might end up being a case of Hardin might have to adopt a lot of his mindset, but Loki is too far gone. Which
Yeah,
let me say this. I don't actually know if that is the case, and let me ask you this. Let's just say Loki is straight up a villain and he has to be put down.
I
I
don't
think
know
it's
where you.
similar to well, let's listen, but
Okay,
listen,
go
let me
ahead.
just finish. It's kind of like a Kaido situation, and I think this is maybe what you're about to say, which is like, what could you even fucking do?
That's what I was about to say.
Outside of
Exactly what I was about
literally
to
just
say.
cutting his head off. Like at least with Kaido, you theoretically can chain down or whatever. Again, I still think Kaido's alive. That motherfucker flew out of a volcano and he just retired. But like with Loki, it's like, what are you gonna do? Especially if he's like, I'm gonna stand on business every day till I die. The second that these chains get rusty, which giants live a fucking super long time, he's like, I'll do it again.
And
And
the
like,
fact that they said it took all the giants to stop him, like not just Dory, not just Broggy, all of them. They said he's like the strongest one of them. He has the legendary fruit. It's like not just what do you do with him? Why do you have Luffy meet him in this way if he is not like if he is a villain? Like does Luffy set him free and then what happens from this if he is a villain?
I
Not it's not
I
just
think
what do you
this
do, what do you
is.
do narratively as well, bro? It's like it's a very weird predicament to just have him be a villain and meet him in this fashion.
I think this is going to be almost like a twist on Fishman Island, like a Hody
Mm.
Jones versus Loki thing. But also, I think much how Luffy is predicted to destroy Fishman Island, but people have already theorized that it'll be destroying Fishman Island, but at the same time, Fishman will be allowed to be equal on the surface. I think Luffy is going to cause Ragnarok here
Mm.
because I will also say this: I think Loki's fruit might be like modeled after Fenrir because Fenrir is chained up, and Fenrir being unchained is what starts Ragnarok. And remember, Fenrir also cuts off Tyr's arm, which is a big deal, and he also consumes the sun god, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's wolves all over that forest,
There
but none of
are.
them seem to pick at Loki,
I
either out
it,
of fear or because they might acknowledge him as like, let me say this, I already know that there's no such thing as an alpha wolf, that's made up. But this is the
pack
land of
leader.
Elbath and Fables. Yeah, they might acknowledge him as at least the elder wolf, the largest wolf,
Mm-hmm.
the strongest wolf, you
It
know.
could like and that was another thing. Like his fruit, very interesting. So I like that theory. That is definitely one that I am akin to because I agree with you with the wolf thing. Let me pose like two more. Another one. Why are his eyes covered? I think it's very interesting. Loki I did some research in the Norse mythology. One of the myths was Loki used his eyes to shapeshift and his eyes would play along with his trickery and deception. Look at Hyrudine's mask. Why does Hyrudine's mask have those lines, particularly in his eyes, to stop maybe seeing Loki's eyes, which is why maybe he's bandaged here. Fruit could have something to do with that, or that could just be his natural magic. Who knows? His power could be in his eyes. That's one theory for why it's bandaged and everything. Another theory is the
I have something to follow
Hyrudine.
up on that, by the way.
Oh, go ahead. We'll do that. You can
Oh,
follow up before we get to the next
yeah.
one.
Well, real quick. Also, though, like Loki's punishment whenever he is chained in Norse mythology is that there is a
The
serpent with
Viper.
venom,
Yep,
yes, with
into his
acidic
eyes.
acid
Yep.
that pours into his eyes, scalding them out. And his wife is constantly there filling it up, but the bowl can only hold so much.
And she
So
has to
every
go
time she
dump it.
moves away,
Yes,
yes, it
bro.
burns in
Yes.
his eyes, and also it destroys her arms and everything as it goes down her.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible that maybe his
He was
devil fruit
blinded.
power does, yes, to like nerf the devil fruit power,
Mm-hmm.
but he's had so long to like focus on it that now he's so awakened he can do it without the need for the eyes anymore.
And we
You
haven't
know,
seen many eye powers in One Piece. This could be that. That I'm definitely interested in seeing. That is one theory, but I'm glad you brought that up because that was also part of the lore that I read. Another theory that I have is in Mind Connect to Hardin. Going back to Dressrosa, not only Harding's mask, but what was Harding after? Harding was after Ace's fruit. He said that was the thing that would make him king. At the time, we all thought he just meant king of the pirates. Bro, boy, are you dumb, Harding? No. Oda said that purposely. He was meant to be king and beat his brother because his brother has the legendary fruit. We know Loki has ties to the ice giants. We know that for Odin to create Asgard and to do everything, he had to beat Tyr, who was the first just ice giant, and things grew from him, and that created life and blah 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 in Norse mythology. And Loki has ties to that lineage. Could it be some ice giant? And when I say ice giant, I'm simplifying it, but could it be the mythological fruit, the Tyr fruit, or something involving the first Jotun? Tyr, the father of Odin in that sense. That's what's passed down.
yeah,
Could it
like
be
the king
that?
of king
Maybe.
fruit, for
Yeah,
example.
something like that. Exactly.
You know, which I also think would make sense, it being a closely guarded secret of Elbath. And now
Something
that, I
they
mean,
only have. And,
Brent,
and that could be why they don't like other giants getting devil fruits because it's like, it's
that's something only
taboo.
the king should,
Yeah,
you know.
bro. Yep.
Basically, like it could even turn into a discussion of like that fruit is what we consider the one.
Fruit
Maybe
a
they don't even
giant should
call it a
have.
devil fruit, or even like, or even they're like, yes, it is the one fruit, but it is what helped us create Elbath. So,
Mm-hmm.
despite it being something we're otherwise anathema to, we do revere it because of its power. And everyone else, it's like, yeah, we don't. That's cheap,
We'll fuck with
you
that.
know.
Yeah, that's not our
You
honorable
know.
way. Back to what we're talking about, the rigid system, why they have to leave. It's like, we don't view that as honorable.
Yeah, and then we also know that Loki was, you know, possibly going to make deals, with Big Mom, and that was the whole thing, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and that the Giants were the one thing she didn't have on her side, although the Giants did fear her from her time there. Um, yeah, I would love to see like a Big Mom flashback about that or whatever and stuff in general. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it could be most of anything. I'm really excited about it. I do think it is obviously a thing where uh you know also, I mean, the fact that he says I'm the some god who brings the end of the world to an end or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Again, much like with Luffy, who is predicted to destroy Fishman Island, but we know that that is something beautiful. It's possible he either has a prophecy or there's a legend of lore or something that is the sun god will cause undue destruction and like cause Ragnarok, which will eventually be
Mm-hmm.
the war for the One Piece or whatever. And maybe not unlike Kaido, he thinks, yeah, I'm that guy.
Yep. And
I
I'm
didn't see
gonna
Joy Boy
be.
around for. He was like, I didn't see Joy Boy for 800 years. Fuck it, I'm a giant. I'm the world's strongest giant. I have the Dove Fruit of Kings. I'll do it because this
I'm gonna
world
start
needs me.
Ragnarok. Yep, and that's what Loki and his children caused. So it could be that. It could be that.
Um,
Who knows?
I will
Oh,
also
go ahead.
will also point out that like besides for the Norse gods, there are two different types of the Vanir and the Aesir who believe things
True.
slightly differently. One is a little bit more magically inclined, and the other one is a little bit more just warrior focused. So
Yep.
that might be a little bit of a callback. And also, again, the giants are also regarded as incredibly strong and equal, and not all giants are made exactly the same either. They're different subtypes. So I think depending on if Oda decides to go into it, we might find out that there are other giants than the dominant cultural subject that we found. And maybe there's like even an underclass where I wouldn't necessarily say like fishermen and slaves or whatever. I don't think it's that, but it could easily be a case of we are not as well represented. We will never, obviously, because we're part of a kingdom, we'll never have any seat of power. And like basically a case of like, because of how the giants feel or whatever, it could be a case of look at Dorian Broggy. They had 100 years of fighting to decide who's stronger.
Hmm.
I don't
We
know. I
can't.
think
We can't do this. The
if the Giants
Vanir
won
is
the
a
war, I
good.
think. Mm,
No, I was just saying that's a good. That's a good call because the Acer gods and the Vanir gods are very different. Loki could have met them, and just to. I'm looking at
mhm.
the tree. It seems like they live on top. What if the Vanir
Tears,
people
yeah.
live inside and Loki like got inside of the tree and it's like they don't get respected as much. They live a different way, more nature based, more magic based, and he saw
Mhm.
inside of the tree. I could see that because
Yeah,
like
and for
there
that
has to
matter,
be
as a
levels
callback,
to the tree.
as a callback to Skypiea, also like
Mhm.
Skypieans do not universally all fuck with each other.
Facts.
The Butterkins and the Skypieans hate each other because they're battling over land because it was such a finite resource.
The Verf.
This could be a case. It could be a case of like, look, 800 years ago, Elbath stuck its neck out to help Joy Boy and his crew. Maybe some of the other giants were like, that was a fucking stupid decision. And it could be
Mhm.
possible that the giants that we support now, they like Joy Boy as a story, but maybe they won't ride off into the sunset, except for people who know Luffy personally, like Dorian Broggy. It might be a case of giant society itself being like,
We're
it
over
didn't really
that.
work out well for us. We used to be able to do whatever the fuck we want. Now most of us stick on our own little island, and we don't even get to fight anymore because the king says no more war between giants.
And we're not
You
letting
know,
y'all in. Like we can go out, but y'all can't come in. I think it's very interesting that it's the opposite of Wano. I think there's gonna be something about that. Uh, the thing is, they the hierarchy that we've talked about, the different like the is there people inside the just different levels of gianthood, the weird giants, and then the fact that they don't want to let people in. To your point of the Joy Boy thing, we helped people in the outside war before. It fucked us majorly. We're not letting y'all in anymore. We can go out, but y'all can't come in. Very, very interesting. Yeah, Elbaf looks great. I'm looking at it right now. Looks incredible. Just wanted to say in the Big Mom flashback, when we see like the sort of film, this like invisible film that Oda drew in front of which looked like a tree. I think it's very interesting that we now know what that film was, which is just the waterfalls. I think that's fucking cool as shit.
mhm.
And he had that planned out back then, which is crazy. Um, oh, I guess the other important thing from the chapter we didn't discuss, the X. That to me
Mhm.
is like the other major thing is the X.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a call for help? One, and if it is, I think it's very interesting that the people who didn't know what the X meant are the people who saw
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, I think this is Vivi trying to pull a 3D 2Y.
Yeah, facts.
Like
Okay.
literally.
Yeah.
like something that only she would know, but basic because to do that, all she has to do is go to like the newspaper or whatever,
She
and then
was
like put
there.
like a
Yeah.
stencil on it, and then
Mm-hmm.
put it on like the master copy, and then all the other copies will have it, you
Yep.
know.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Or
Yep.
if she didn't want, I mean, I think that'd be fine, but if she didn't want everyone to know, I also think it wouldn't be that hard for her to like only selectively put an alternate newspaper into, be like, oh, this is all heading towards the Egghead slash Elbath, which is probably where they are. I'll send it to there, but I won't bother to send it to ones on the South Blue and wherever the fuck,
Yeah. If
Although
she
I'm
if she did that,
sure
she's super smart. But I'm inclined to believe
it
what you
probably
first
went,
said.
it probably also went everywhere just that way because she probably also wanted the people of Alabasta. Like I'm sure at least she's talked about it to Koza, so Koza probably also is like, okay, Vivi's still alive, you know.
This is, but I agree with you. This is definitely a 3D 2Y thing. 100%.
Mhm.
100%. Is this a come get me? That's what I'm interested in.
I think it's a let's meet.
Okay,
I think it's a
gotcha.
we have to meet before shit gets crazy, you know.
And the question is, how do they? I guess my question is, how do they let her know? Types, like does Luffy go somewhere and
Well, I mean, if they know she's part of the news coup, I think it's possible that you can probably call a news coup, like because they collect
Okay,
payment and shit, right? So you could
yeah.
probably like somehow there's probably a way to signal a news coup and be like, hey, I want to get the next edition earlier. I want to buy an ad for blah blah, and then just send a letter and it's like, hey, Vivi, we got your message. We're assuming you're still on the ship. Send us another letter, blah blah, and then get like a little bit of correspondence going.
Is it
You know,
possible? Because I saw some One Piece fans. I was trolling the Reddit. People were saying that they think this is an indicator that Vivi comes in this arc.
I don't see. I think it'd be cool. I think if there's an arc where we need a princess to do like palace politics, this is the one. I was kind of
Mm,
hoping she would join us right after Egghead. Like if she doesn't join this arc,
it's the
then
next one.
my assumption of what Lodestar and Laughtelar are is completely different than what I thought. You know,
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. Plus, I want her
But
to
see,
join as early as possible for to do stuff.
I always thought
So,
she had to be with them for the end because she's the one that's gonna influence the world, like
mhm.
the other royalty. But like, you're right. When do they pull that trigger? And it seems like this could be it, or this could be saying it's on the way. Either way, very interesting to me. The other interesting thing I had, inflation. Very, very
Mhm.
fucking hilarious, bro. Inflation. So does this mean technically Luffy won't have the highest bounty? Because if we add inflation to rocks, his shit gotta be crazy, bro.
I think Luffy will probably still have it. Well, because like even in retrospect, Roger still had Higher Than Rocks,
True, true,
and
true,
they and
true.
like and they
But
weren't like drastically far apart in the timeline.
but Roger was still kind of youngish at God Valley, bro. Like my
Yeah,
guy made it a couple
but
more
that's whenever he did
years.
all the shit for the most
Yeah,
part.
yeah. I mean, that's when he fought, but like he still had his voyage to Laptail and shit. I don't know if that
Yeah,
increases
but they didn't
bounty.
even. I mean, I think it might increase bounty slightly, but like at the same time, they didn't even want people to know that Laugh Tale existed. So why would they
True,
reward him by
true,
upping his
true.
bounty whenever Roger allegedly was on a break for a year? Because I don't think anyone outside of Roger's crew
Knew
really
what he
knew he
was
was doing
doing.
anything.
Yeah, fair. That's
And
fair.
even then, the main fallout of Roger going to Laugh Tale and doing his One Piece thing was the exact minute he died.
Yeah,
So
you're
it's not
right.
like they
They
didn't like hung
upped
up the
it.
jersey and was like
Yeah.
one last jump up.
Boost. We're not giving you a contract because your
Yeah,
jersey's in the rafters, buddy.
exactly. Yeah, man, we're not giving your wife or whatever like a bigger like cut of the residuals just because you dropped a banger album post death. You
Drew
know what I
Brees,
mean?
we gave you that great little ceremony, but your kids aren't getting shit, brother.
Nah, man. They better learn how to throw a ball on their own. You need to tell them to get the Marino me at this tournament real quick. We not
That's
doing this
funny.
Nepo shit right
Oh,
here.
that's funny, man. Holy shit. But inflation crazy. Zoro, I feel like Zoro and Sanji's bounties are close to Dorian Broaden's, I want to say. It
Yeah.
might be higher. Let me see.
I think just under because I think Zoro's still like 1-1-1-1, right?
Oh yeah,
Well,
he is, or he's like 1-1-1-2 and Jinbei's 1-1-1-1. Let's see. I know
this
Sanji's
is a
under the.
strong 1.8. These are almost 2
Yeah,
billion
no.
berry men each.
Sanji is just 1,032 million, and you're right.
Mhm.
Zoro is 1112. Yeah.
Like, dude, they might. Ooh, they're gassing our boys up a little
Oh yeah,
crazy.
no,
Like,
one one
because
one 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 one. Yeah, you were right. That's
like
Zoro's.
together they're 4 billion basically.
Damn,
That's a lot of gas. And
that
don't get me
is.
wrong, don't get twisted. I agree with it because I love them, even if I don't think they got all the smoke like that. Like,
Wait, why? What is Crocodile's new bounty, bro? Is it?
fucking
Yes,
ocean alligator, so.
1.9, bro. Him and Beehawker over Dorian Broggy. I knew there was somebody that I was like, damn, okay, Croc. Bro, Croc is the person who's benefited the most from this power creep, bro. Like,
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's literal rubber banding.
because by all accounts, Luffy should not have been able to be that dude in Alabasta. No way, bro. Like, Crocodile is like a fucking monster. Especially if did you watch that filler episode in the One Piece anime? I know there's a side, but this all connects. Did you watch that filler episode? I thought it was one of the best things ever. How they show Marineford through other people's perspective of like just normal people. And like they had a
No, the
Marine
fan
on a
letter.
battlefield. Yeah, bro. That shit was badass.
Dude, people are popping off for it. Like, I watched it, it was great. I watched it last night. People are popping off. It's literally like the second highest ranking anime on Mal right now.
It's
like, my
great.
anime list. Like, I don't know. I don't think anybody. I think everyone mostly just universally loves it. A couple people are annoying about it. Like, what? Why don't we see more of the Straw Hats? And it's like because it's not for them.
What? No, bro. What the fuck? That's not what
I
the
mean,
purpose of this was.
I think it was someone just saying shit for clout on the internet. Hate
Oh,
clicks,
gotcha.
but yeah.
But the
it's
reason
like,
why I brought
I
that
don't
up
know.
is because we see from the Marines' perspective, like Crocodile clashing with Mihawk, and it's like, bro, this dude really is OP. Crocodile got fucked by the plot, so Oda's just rubber banding him along, baby.
Dude, I just looked it up and like Dorian Broggy's combined bounties are they're sniffing at the door of Shanks's bounty.
See, bro, that's some crazy shit. That's some crazy, but like, but they stood with, but like, it makes sense because, like, if I'm being honest, I don't know if Crocodile
combined together, I think they're right under or they're equal to basically Blackbeard's.
No, but look, I don't think Crocodile could have stood and fought the Gorosei. I think Blackbeard could have. I think Shanks can. Dorian Broggy can. They did it. So, like, to me, it's like if they deserve that bounty, maybe even higher. But to your point, I don't think Oda wanted to make it higher than that because then, to what you said, them combined is bigger than Shanks, Blackbeard, Luffy, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, and also like they even look shook up because they're like, man, we didn't really ask for the smoke or want the smoke. We were just, we were just helping out our little bro.
We were just trying to get our friend, man. Y'all brought that shit.
Like, we saw the nephew was in trouble, and now they're saying we killed the smartest man in the world along with the Straw Hat Pirates. And that's
also, man, good thing Hyrdine didn't go get him because, boy, the Straw Hats would have died. Everybody would have died, bro.
Really waiting for the Grand Fleet to shake a leg.
Everybody wanted the Grand Fleet to pick them up. Good thing they didn't. They needed the OGs. They needed Dorian Broggy, bro. The Grand Fleet was not ready for that shit, bro. Not at all.
Also, I'm sorry, I gotta say it, but like, I don't know, man. Dorian Broggy smoke a little different. They party a little harder.
Yeah.
Like, they're old, but like, they got that OG grass from back in the day.
Look, they're killing shit, bro. They
throw down.
They do. Wait, real quick, which one's your favorite? Because I definitely have a favorite of the two.
I think I like Dory more, but I think Broggy's funner to hang with.
I definitely like Dory more. I think Dory is cooler looking.
Yeah. Oh wow. You don't like the big boys.
I'm not shitting on the big boy. I'm a big boy. I just don't. Wow. His neck beard just bugs me. Like, yeah. I like Dory's. I like the just the way he's looking, man. And I think Dory looks bad,
like a wizard. Yeah,
I guess
I get it.
And I like his sword. Broggy's an axe guy.
I respect Axeman just because like we don't get him a lot.
That's fair.
Everyone's a motherfucking swordsman. Also, historically speaking, I mean, obviously it depends on the exact situation, but historically speaking, an axe beats a sword because
Mhm.
an axe is usually hardier. So you just break that bitch or chip that bitch,
Fair.
and then the fucker doesn't have a weapon anymore, and you just take their head off.
Oh, and my final
You know.
thing is what your brother brought up in the Discord. How big do you think that owl is? That
Oh,
owl's fucking huge, bro.
we got some.
I'd be
It's like I said,
terrified.
we got some big hooters this chapter, and
Oh
also an
yeah.
owl was there.
Facts. No, big facts.
Uh,
Big facts.
but no, like yeah, like the owl has to be huge because I mean, the owl has to be at least a little bigger than the raven if we're
Mm-hmm.
scaling real animal to real animal. And the fucking raven was able to pick up the entire Thousand Sunny, which I think Oda kind of forgot just how big and fucking big Sunny
Funny
was.
is, yeah.
But it's fine, whatever. I don't know. One Piece scaling when it comes to size is
Bro,
really more of a vibe.
is that owl bigger than Whitebeard, Kaido, and Big Mom?
Yeah,
That's how
actually, yeah.
I'm scaling everything
Undoubtedly,
to
if it
that.
can if it can lift the
The
Thousand
Sunny,
Sunny
yeah.
like the Raven is, unless the Raven is just way bigger than the owl, but I don't think so. Yes, undoubtedly, every animal on Elbath has to be
Be
bigger.
bigger than them. Yeah,
Like,
I'm with you.
yeah, I think even the cat, that we hung out with, that
Ooh.
wasn't that notable. Well, it's like I don't know. Keep in mind, it was a cat big enough for the entire crew to ride on,
True,
and then some.
true, 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 true,
Like
true, true.
maybe not the hedgehog, but yeah, I think otherwise.
Definitely bigger than Whitebeard.
Um,
I think definitely bigger than Kaido. My question is just Big Mom because Big Mom is fucking
Big Mom is a
huge.
big bitch. She's basically
Yeah.
this. She's basically the size of the smallest giant.
Yeah. So
So
like
I'll give you that one.
that's where I get in my head can I'm just trying to compare everything we see to those two, and it's like it's fucking with my brain because I don't know if that Big Mom would sit on that girl's arm like that. You know what I'm saying, bro? But to
Yeah.
your point, Oda messed up when he made it carry the Sunny because Big Mom is not bigger than the Sunny. She like we saw her stand
No.
on it. Like
Yeah.
so it's
I don't
fucking
know,
with my
man. She
mind.
was pretty fucking intimidating.
She
Because she also
was
gets bigger whenever she channels all three of her
true,
homies.
true, 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 true.
Like even
That
if
was
not
her
like
drain.
literally physical, like she can like puff up like a cat almost with a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's
Mm-hmm.
like her most kaiju mode. Also I will just say I think it's funny how Jinbei asked the sharks to go look for the straw hats. I also think it's funny how the straw hats were like, we've been searching for 12 hours. It's
It's
time to
enough
give
is
up.
enough. Yeah, bro.
Like, I'm
Frankie was
tired.
like,
I want to party again. I'm
Frankie
not
was like,
that worried. They're
Frankie said, I'm taking the lead of this. I'm the fucking captain now. We're done.
yeah, Big Bro was like, listen, they're a Yonko crew. They're safe probably wherever they are. Although I don't know if that's true, man, because what if Luffy's story ended because he fucking drowned in a lake?
Bro,
That's that's
it's crazy.
not great.
All the old heads weren't with them. It was all the young bucks.
Exactly. That's what I was saying about the breakup at first. I was like, the fucking responsible adults are back partying with the even older, more responsible adults.
Giants, yeah.
And the youngins are just
Bro,
riding around doing whatever, causing property destruction.
Dory and Broggy are about to be pissed when Luffy and James Loki.
But here's the thing: will they be pissed, or will they be like our homie in Dune, who was like, "Listen, Al Gaib, look, he did the thing. The true sun god is here. Luffy, you must go south."
Oh shit! They turned into fucking Javier Bardem.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
that
that
nigga
was pretty
Shanks.
cool.
Lisa Nagaib. All the Shanks love is just gone. Oh shit. Oh,
I mean,
man.
they're already like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they did. They
Luffy
did say
moving
that.
a little bit like Shanks. I don't know.
They did say that, bro. That kind of made me be like, damn, okay. They basically said he's on the same level as Shanks.
Dude, yeah, dude, it's amazing. I'd never believed in alchemy until I went to Elbath and I saw my dog turn into a snake. That's crazy.
That's
both
funny.
Both of my uncles decided that my little cousin is actually way cooler than me.
Like, yeah, bro. They
Um,
said it's amazing to think Straw Hats considered equals with Shanks now. Equal. Wow, bro. That's wild.
gassing it up a little bit.
Yeah. Look at our guys. So does that Okay, that's another question. I feel like these chapters are the foreshadowing chapters. Are we gonna see, because that's something the fandom always wanted? Are we gonna see a Shanks, uh, Luffy, what's that word? The shit with Foxy. Oh, I can't think of the name of it right now.
Davey
Davy
Back
Back. Are we gonna see that in this arc? Is that something
I
that
don't.
happens later in the arc? Probably more towards the end, after whatever Elbaf conflict happens, when he pulls up late. Is that a late arc thing?
I think it'd be cool, but I think the fact that we just saw him hanging out with Bardo, I think the party, which I do agree with, by the way. I'm 100% a Dave back truther in the way that I both think it will happen, and also in the way that I think it'll
I am
definitely
too.
happen with Shanks. I think it makes the
I'm
most
too.
sense. But I think we have officially moved the party to fucking Lodestar, maybe
Mm.
Laugh Tale, but I'm gonna say Lodestar because Lodestar needs something to happen. And I'll say it's because Yasop fucking sucks and Shanks is bored, I guess.
So let me ask, okay, well then, if it's not this, then I think this happens to that
I
point.
think it should be this, but I think we're not gonna have time. We're just gonna
I
be
I
doing too
I
much
I think
shit.
I think
That's
it
how
should be
that.
too, but to that point, what you just said, I can see Bardo pulling up, or Luffy hearing about the Bardo incident somehow of
Mhm.
like, damn, they destroyed his ship because Bardo did this, which may spark a little. Shanks doesn't like when people fuck with his homies. Luffy doesn't like when people fuck with his homies either.
Yeah, like obviously I think it's not gonna be like a I think it'll give Luffy an excuse.
Yeah,
And
to
I think
go
he'll
after
even
him.
acknowledge it. Yeah, he'll be like, "Oh, okay, cool. Everyone's saying I'm a Yonko, and everyone's saying Bardo's part of my crew.
Well,
Yeah, I guess that means I gotta run him down like a Yonko."
yeah, bro. We look. I just think we see a lot of foreshadowing in this chapter, and I definitely think the Vivi thing is something. I think this is something, and obviously Loki is something. So we'll see, man. Anything else you got? Because we really just jumped around. I don't know if you got anything else from the beginning, but that's pretty much everything I
F-
had.
Funny enough, I did want to just give, since we didn't, in whatever, one little tiny comment on the very covers page.
Oh yeah, Yamato's
Because
slacking.
look, man, I think it's fair, I guess.
Who
But yeah,
stole the sword, bro?
Yamato and Tama sleeping at the village. I will note, Shinobu isn't passed out, so she might see this happen and be able to like do it now or whatever. I don't know. I'm curious. I think this will be very. Let me ask you. Let me ask you this, and I think maybe this could be the last thing. Do you think whoever stole the sword is going to end up being funny, or do you think it's going to end up
Serious?
being like more like, oh, this is not maybe the same level, but like Blackbeard's stealing pudding? Like,
Mm.
is this going to mean something, or is it
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
mostly
no,
be
no,
like a,
100%. Is
man,
this
that's
a
kind of
serious
fun?
thing? Yeah, no, okay. That's a damn good question, because I would say after. Okay, so I would say cover story since Wano. I would say all of Wano, and maybe even a little before. Cover stories just mattered, like
Yes.
mattered.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna say it's serious, because I'm gonna
It would
bet
be
on.
weird
Yeah, if it
for
wasn't.
to not,
Yeah, bro.
especially with
Yeah.
Yamato, who is a fan favorite, whatever you think of him.
And just like we said, the current trend, like these cover stories matter. At least the ones in the past, Oda have tied in, like seeing Road back,
Mhm.
and like some of the things we saw in the beginning, like the CP0's journey. Like, yeah, those things
Mhm.
mattered, but like they didn't matter until like Oda made them matter. But everything
Yeah,
that's happened
like
in
the
a
Buggy
cover story,
Adventures, Kobe doing his thing or
yeah.
whatever.
But
Yeah.
like everything, like from the start of Wano to now, cover story wise, every one of them has mattered. So I'm gonna take the
Mhm.
serious side to this.
Yeah, I'll say this, and maybe this is just me giving myself an out, which call it cowardly if you want in the comments. That's fine. It feeds the algorithm. The person who is stealing this right now might not matter,
But yeah,
but
yeah,
where
that's
this sword
fair
ends up at the end is going to
to
fucking
matter.
matter.
Yeah, I'm with you.
This person could be a friend pulling a funny haha prank.
But it's yeah, no, I agree. I
It is
agree.
only to throw the scent off the fact that someone important is going to want that sword, or
Yep.
Yamato's devil fruit, one of the two.
I like that out. That's a good out. Because yeah, no, I agree. He has to show us what this cover story isn't just, oh yeah, we're back in Wano. No. Something's gonna
Also,
happen from this.
as much as I love the Funtime Adventures and I've really liked a lot of it, at the same time, we've already seen the land of Wano isn't perfectly safe right now. We saw it earlier
Mm-hmm.
when the maidens got kidnapped, and we kind of handled it. But like, I don't know. Wano's too important. We just left it.
And we
People
know
are dying to know
Pluton's
more about
there.
it.
Like,
Pluton's there, and also we know that it's kind of nebulously defended. It has a lot of
mhm.
powerful people, but we're also rebuilding from fucking war with
The
Kaido.
war, yeah,
So
bro.
not everyone's on their A game at the moment, you know.
So this would be a perfect time for someone to strike.
Yeah.
Perfect. So
We
no,
just
I
gotta see
agree.
who. My other thing is I don't know who necessarily who would want the sword because everyone who's like a sword pervert, I feel is mostly accounted for. Like that's not a
Hmm.
Blackbeard thing really.
Yeah,
So
no, it
I
doesn't
don't
seem
know.
that way. Yeah, I
And
don't
it could
know.
be someone inside of Wano's politics, but it will still end up having an effect on the larger world one way or another.
Yeah,
Because I
at some
think
point.
this is how, yeah, the cover stories, like we've been saying, is currently how Oda can guarantee at least one page of the manga per page when there's a color spread. That's how we can guarantee that we always constantly have at least a little something in the back of our mind about the ongoing world around us, even if we don't have a big giant chapter that's like, and let's see how everyone
It's
everywhere is doing
doing,
all at
yeah, for
once.
sure, for sure, for
So
sure. This is gonna matter 100%. Like, I agree with
also
everything you said.
we haven't cut that much back to Wano lately. Like even post Egghead, I don't think we've seen Wano reaction to it yet, really.
Oh no, we
So
haven't we okay. So I know exactly what was the last thing because I took a mental note. The last thing when we cut back in the story proper was at some point during the Vegapunk message where we see Momonosuke in
mm,
when they talk about the dragon or something not the dragon when they talk about something we see Momonosuke in fucking Kinemon's um
white
thoughts on
sword.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we see their perspective on it. That's the last time we've seen them, and it was
Yeah, and
very
even in
brief.
yeah, yeah, you know,
So
which being like the most major arc before Egghead, obviously you don't want to show too much of it to remind people of it, but at the same time,
they matter.
you'd expect that like
Yeah,
it's still linked. There's still active shit happening right now. So
facts.
anyway,
But
yeah. So I guess that's my longest saying is I thought the color story was cute, and I think it's about to pick up.
I'm with you. All right, hell yeah, man. We're in LBAF. We got a 2 week break, so we could do some videos in between because people were thinking Oda's doing research for this. It turns out, no. Oda is doing stuff for the live action, which I think is badass.
Which man, I don't know. I knew that as soon as I saw we were gonna get a 2 week break, I was like, it's gonna end on something strong.
Yeah.
And it ended on this big motherfucker covered in ramen noodles and stuff. By the way, again, not to get into discussion, but as you mentioned before, and as we both talked about before the recording, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if these cuffs are sea stone. I assume they are. If that is
Oh
the
yeah,
case,
we talked
then
about that off
that's an
air.
amazing, yeah, that's an amazing amount of sea stone for a resource that we can maybe get a hold of. And if not that, like, I don't know, man.
Well,
Like,
how's that holding him down? That's what I asked first and off air. I was like, that's another reason why I don't think he's a villain. Like, if he is a villain, you're telling me we're holding down the man with the strongest devil fruit with some fucking chains? Come on, bro. Come
yeah,
on, bro. Let's
but
be real.
and I maintain that I don't know, maybe not so much on like the bladesmithing or like whatever, like the Kazukis, but like I don't know. I mean, giant craftsmanship has to be able to withstand giant strength.
True,
Otherwise, like they couldn't do jack shit.
true,
Like
true, true.
same way that like giant lumber from the atom wood or Yggdrasil or whatever must be pretty fucking impressive because it has
Hold
to
the
be able to
giant.
hold giants
Yeah.
stomping and jumping around and shit, you
That's
know?
fair. That is a fair point. Oh, and the last thing I'll add, because this is something that I thought about earlier that matters. This is also kind of how Luffy met Zoro. If you think about it, Zoro was chained up.
Mhm.
He didn't eat. Also, if you don't let us find out next chapter, Loki ain't been eaten. Oh, he's definitely a good guy. 100%. If we find out this dude ain't been eaten here, versus the good guy meter goes up to like 90% at that
Yes.
point.
I will also say that despite him looking the way that he does, and despite him being named Loki, we did not get a unique laugh from him
No, we didn't.
upon his intro. I think we'll get one soon, but that's important. That's like actually important for characters in One Piece, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like I think whenever we first get his unique laugh will determine a lot about his character.
Yep.
Because that's whenever you know he actually is experiencing pure joy. So
True, 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 true. All right, well, that's pretty much everything. Versus tell people where they can follow you at on social media.
you can follow me pretty much anywhere, Adverse in the Vessel, Twitter, although I don't know, my brother's been harping on it, and I think
A
with
lot of
some
people
new
have, bro,
changes.
on Blue
No,
Sky.
yeah, I agree. I might do the
I might make
migration just
one.
because, I think I already made one. I just never used it. But like they're doing even more scraping and with their block feature changes and stuff. So,
And just some of the
um,
algorithm stuff, bro. Elon is definitely pushing
yeah,
that Trump shit. And like, look, I'm not gonna tell you to vote for, but like, I don't need to see that on my feed. I'm not following none of that shit. Like,
yeah. If
I
I
don't need to
block it,
see none
well,
of it.
if I block it, it needs to stay blocked straight up.
And he's
You
not
know,
doing
like
that. Like,
there's no good reason to fuck with a block. And if you are someone who gets mad at a block, I would suggest look inward. Now,
yeah, for
me, it
sure.
takes a lot for me to block someone though. I'll argue with you all day long, but like
Nah,
again,
I be
just look
blocking
inward.
people, bro. That should be getting annoying after a while. Like, oh,
Yeah.
there's gonna be some people that I know will come comment on my shit, bro. Elon, fix that shit. But hopefully, Tim Cook and my guys at Apple stop him from doing that shit, and the homies at Google, because they said if they remove the block feature, they taking that shit out of the app. So
Mhm.
I think that's what's
Like it's
gonna
an
stop him.
anti-harassment tool.
Yeah,
So
facts. You said it perfectly. It's not a stop. You said it perfectly in the Discord. It's not like a stop something thing. It's like stopping people from harassing you thing. Like
mhm.
there's a difference between like stalkers get blocked. Like there's serious implications to blocking.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, not to like up it more than it is, but like I don't know, so much of our modern world or whatever is based online and how we carry ourselves online or whatever. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of people will stalk you and like, they'll find ways to like break like restraining orders or whatever by just stalking your digital profile. And
Mm-hmm.
if like everyone everywhere has to just be constantly aware of that or whatever, at some point it's like, I'm just gonna delete the fucking app then.
Yeah,
You know?
something bad. Like if that does go through, something bad will happen from that. I guarantee
Yeah.
that.
Remember I
Like,
said blocking isn't just a fuck you button, it's a stop harassment.
oh, yeah, that's what you said. Yeah, it's perfect. I agree with it 100%. So hopefully the homies at Google and Apple can stop that shit. Elon, you wildin'. But yeah, y'all can follow Verson. You can follow me at LimbWT on Twitter. I still don't call it X. And you can follow me at Birds Who Think There. I have a Blue Sky up by the next thing. I tried to use Threads, but like, Zuck, you gotta fix that shit. They got too much porn on there, bro. And the crazy thing is, and I know when I say that, people are gonna be like, Lyndon, why are you following that? I only follow 10 people, bro. And 6 of them. The other 4,
Yeah.
and when I say 6 of them, 6 of them in real life. The other
Oh,
4
was one of them
are
Jazz though?
no, because Jazz doesn't post anything on there. It's his Instagram, so it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what he's looking on Instagram. I don't know if it gives me that because of that. And then one of them is James Gunn, the head of DC. Another one is a movie news thing, and the other 2 that you don't know are artists that you don't know. So I only follow 10 people on there. Why the fuck is my feed giving me people I've never seen before and all this bot shit? Like, oh, Louisiana singles, bro. What the fuck? I don't need that on my fucking feed. I'm trying to look at DC and wrestling shit. If it's not that, get the fuck off. So I'm not fucking with Threads because of that.
And I will just say, I went to that pipeline conference, and a large part of it was basically like just emissions and helping mapping emissions. I have the data if anyone wants to see it. Like I know people like mention all the time, but like no, these things are AI generation and bot activity that like just drain hours and hours of like energy and like have like 24/7 like data centers running at full throttle all the time.
They wild.
Is indeed helping choke our planet. Like it is actively harmful to you and I, not just to our eyeballs and to our mental, but to our actual physical reality.
That shit gotta stop, bro. That shit gotta stop. So hopefully Blue Sky is the thing, but also to what you're saying about the environment as well. But I'll make us one. I'll let y'all know that shit next time. Like I said, we got 2-week break, so we'll do some videos in between on theories and shit. We could do a bigger Loki video. We could do like what we think will happen in LBAF. We could do some other shit. But be on the lookout for that. And until next time, y'all have a good one and peace.